Hello and welcome to this video on the Money Charts channel. And what I like to do is come up with trading strategies that work, that are mathematics, for math doesn't lie. 1 always equals 1. 4 plus 5 is always that of 9. So therefore, even though I don't know immediate directions where market is going to go, I do know that the mathematics of such just is going to work within, obviously, markets looking like this. This is the idea in which I want to talk about a 6-step cycle. And how this works is you start off at number 1, and if you get a sell, you go to number 2. And if a buyback is executed, then you go back a step. So you sell, you move up a step, you go back, you go back. You sell, you move up one step. If you buy, you go back a step. So if you sell 3 times in a row, you get to stage 4. You might if you buy back twice, you'll go back to stage 2. And how this works is you're waiting for a 30% move in the market where you're going to sell 20% of your holdings of the coin. And you will buy back 1.2 times what you sold when there's a 20% price decline from that point. Stage 2 will be to sell 30% of your holdings when the price goes up 50%, and then buy back 1.25 times what you sold with a 25% price decline, making it so that as it moves forward, you are looking for larger gains each time and selling a larger percentage of what you have. I've even added in the final one, if it gets this out of control, you're taking a chance in that you are looking to sell everything you have if the market goes up 5 times after leaving stage 5, which would already be in a superior bull market. I'll be interested to see if this high gets to stage 6. And then in that case, you'd sell everything you have, and you're waiting for a 75% price reduction for a 1,000 handle price to come down to 2,500, or 10,000 to go to 2,500, and of the like. So we're going to use TradingView again. I love this site. And when I look back at this chart, to me, it's kind of pointless to start back when it was 16,400 because obviously, all you'd be doing is buy. And for those who started this back then, say you came up with this mathematical game plan when it was 58,000 Satoshi back in the day, buy. Definitely if it was like 15,000, you're just going to keep buying. And if you were able to have the bankroll to do so and hold on, you can see the powerful gains you could have within this rise higher. So I want to see how well this does, how this retracement works, this correction up top, and go purely 100% on the mathematics on such. So I'm going to start at the bottom. It's not really cheating in this sense because you're getting a good idea of how things would play out. And for purposes of this, I want to use a shorter term time frame. So I'm going to use the 3-hour chart upon such, and then go back before the March rally. So how I do this within this site is I will scroll to get all of these periods, as many as I can. I got the lowest level pro version available. You may not be able to do as much of this with the basic version, but for those, if you can, that'd be awesome if you can. But I remember seeing one of the features for signing up was I got more data. So for stuff like this, the pro feature is going to be worth it. I'm going to most likely have to, I will be renewing my license soon on this. And this web page has been really, really good. It's got flaws, but it's really good nonetheless. Okay, so let's just start here at 1,000. Start at a price point of 1,000. I'm going to use a spreadsheet for this as well. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to write in what the stage number is. And that would be 1 to start. And in situations when you keep on buying back, you cannot go into a negative stage. If you're in a stage 1 and you buy, you stay in a stage 1. and you keep on, and then you just, when you sell, you'll always go to a stage 2. Even if you've had 5 buys in a row, it's always going to work that way as well. So I'm going to put in here, this is stage. And as far as Bitcoin, let's assume 0.05. Let's just even round this up to 0.1. And we were talking a price at 1,000, I think it was back then. 1,000 is correct. So let's buy, obviously we can't afford that. 5,000 would get us, you know, for this case here, let's just assume that you have buy orders ready. We're not counting that 0.1, but just because I know it's the bottom, I'm going to let's put in 0.05 here. Okay, so there we go. We have the purchase in. So now at this stage, if we are buying at 1,000, then we are looking for a 30% gain, which means that would be 300. So therefore, 1,300 would be our sell line. Now, in situations if this explodes, we will assume that you set your orders in automatically for stage 2 and 3 and so on. So that what you would, and because I know it's going to happen, and I'll do it right now and show what would be meant by such. So therefore, you're selling 30% here. That means the next time we're selling at a 50% move. And we're doing so at the price point of 50% on this. That would be 650 on top. So that would be at 1950. So you would already have a sell order. So then we're ready to go. Let's so we can see here that we buy at 13, or excuse me, we sell 1,300. We're selling 20% at such a number. So let's now put in the data in here. So 20% would be 1,000, 1,300, and we'd be moving into stage 2. So therefore, we would have 4,000 remaining. Now we're buying back at a 20% reduction from 1,300. I'm going to bring a calculator up. So on 1,300, we're going to multiply that by 0.8 because that would be the value after a 20% down move, which represents 1,040. These numbers are designed to be higher lows, but 40 points, basis points, it's all this one is set back to. So just above your last entry point. So I'm going to move it to the area of the number. We'll use the okay, so we're going to have to put some numbers in again, but we're seeing now we've reached level 2, selling at the, where's that line? It was right here. So at this stage, it's at 23.45, but the sell would come in at 19.50. And how much are we selling? 30%. So we could even go 0.3, multiply this number, and it's 1,200. And we are now in stage 3. So in stage 3, we're looking to sell 40% at an 80% gain. Which would take us to 3,510. So let's put a line in there at that point. And because we know it's going to probably go up, we'll even put one after that. Oh, perfect. That's sweet. So if we were to sell after 35.10, that would take us to stage 4 at 125%, which is times 2.25. So we'll just do 7,900, somewhere in that area. Whatever number comes up is what I'm going to do, but somewhere under 8,000 is where I'm going to place another horizontal ray. $79.99 we'll call it. So those would be that. We need another buy order in now for the last transaction. So this one on a level 2 is to buy back 1.25 times at a 25% decline. So then a 25% decline from 1950 is 1462, which is where I'm going to place a horizontal ray in it. So for now, I'm going to reset the scale. Pretty good technical place to put it. I'd say so. It's at a key area, like the math knows, which it obviously doesn't. But okay, so there's a 35.10 sale. And we're selling 40% of what we own at this point. So in here, what we can do is 35.10. We got a sell order commanded equals this number. Multiply 0.4, that's 1,120. And moving into stage 4. Doing pretty good. Now our sell order is already in. We've already put that in place. That number doesn't change at all. The only time these sell orders are going to change is when you get a buyback. But until then, all we need to do now is put another sell order in, or buy order in rather, and that's for a 35% pullback. So 35% on 35.10. So I do multiply 1 minus it is how you can get the number 4. So 2281 is where we're going to be looking for the buyback on this one. And we'll go 76 in this case. You know what? It looks like we might got a hit here on this low 2300. Nope. Let's just look at it more clearly. 2270. Oh, isn't that? Oh, that's good. That's good because we had 2276. So in this situation, a buy order, we're going to put this in the spreadsheet. One buy, 2276, and we were to buy back 1.35 times what we sold the last time. So we're buying 1,512 and we're moving back to stage 3. So that means now we are going to have to adjust the sell orders. So therefore, at stage 3, we're again looking for an 80% move from where we are. So 2276 multiply. This gives us a sell order in at 4,096. Just 35.10. Yeah, why did I not move this? Anyway. So 4,096, I believe, was the number. 97. Close enough. So that is that particular order. So at 40.83, I'll be looking to sell 125. Which now means a little under 9,200 is where I want that sell order now. And let's roll the market. Now we already just bought here, so this sell order is gone. Okay, so here's where you would, this is wonderful when you get the immediate buyback, but we're going to play the mathematics on it. 4,083 is what we're going to sell at. And we're selling on level 3. So level 3 has us selling 40% of what we own. So then let's do that again. Let's put in equals our amount multiply 0.4. We'll just round it down to 1276 and upgrading it up to stage number 4. So then with 4083 being the last sale and stage 3 giving us a buyback at a 35% price reduction, we're looking at 2650-ish as where we're going to be wanting to put our new buy order. $26.56 I will choose. So again, we will be looking for a sell. We've already put that sell in, so there's no need to adjust that line. And of course, there will be now because it did go to 26.56 the very next day. So last time we were basically buying 1.35 times what we sold. So we'll do 1722, round the numbers down. And as we can see here, Bitcoin out 0.458, Bitcoin in 520. It is designed for this way. And obviously I did intentionally do it this way. So now we go back to stage 3 again within this buy. And we're going to again have to readjust the buy orders to save time. I've already shown how it's done, so I'll just quickly do them by pausing the tape. And we don't see the line in place, and what? Let me put the buy order in. No, actually that is the next buy order. This one looks like it barely missed. 47.60. And this one barely misses as well, but not there. So 1466 is bought. This is the second buyback. So therefore, it was on stage 3. We're doing the stage 2 buyback, the 1.25, which when we see it here would be this one in here, 1200. Which means it's at 1500 and it moves back to stage number 2 at this point. And now we're up to just a few more, 138 more from where we started with. So stage 2, where we're going back, is a 50% gain in price. So multiply, that's little under 2200 that I'm going to be looking to buy this at. And that means the sell order below is going to have to be moved. That's going to have to be moved to the stage 3. And we're on stage 2. Yeah, so stage 3, you'd be looking for 80% of a gain on 2198. Which is now about 39.56. And then above that, it's the 1.25 gain. And I'm going to always go from what my sell number is. And that's 88.20. $88.39, close enough. Now, as far as the, well, I already got my buyback in because I got the one from before. It's already lined in at around 1,000. So there's the 21.98 sell that comes into place. Selling from level 2. So that means we're selling 30% of the portfolio. And we'll ground this to 1541. You know what, 1538. Just to keep it at even numbers. And we'll move this onto a stage 3. We're looking for a 25% buyback. That's about 1650. Maybe a hair below. There, 1651 is fine for me. Did the sell order? Yeah, this would come in. And then the markets move up, and there's your next sale at 39.20. That's bring us to level 4. In level 3, that is selling 40% of the stack or portfolio. Which would be 1440. Keeping this at an even 0 is what I'm going to try to do. And that means that on a level 3 buyback, that's a 35% price reduction. And a 35% reduction on 39.20 is under 25.50. Let's make sure our next sell order is properly placed. And I think it is 88.39. Yeah, we are. I remember sending it. Yeah, it's proper. So now we wait for either the price to go down to buy or the price to go up where we sell. Selling seems close because it got close to 8,000 there. Okay, this is where it occurred. Now a move from 88 to 12. You're not going to sell anymore, but 88.39 is a sale. And this is the first time that level 4 has actually been completed, where you're selling half at 125%. So half of 2160 is 1,080. And you're moving into stage 5. So the buyback is a 50% decline, so half of its price. I don't need a calculator for that. So that's 44.20-ish. And then one might say, okay, this is where you got to just do it manually, override your computer math, and just go like 51 because that's a previous support level. But no, I'm not going to do that. So therefore, level 5, the second last one, that means price has got to triple from where we are. This is a big one. So 8,839 times 3, we're talking 25K. 26,517. So 26.5 is where the sell order is going to come in. $26.3 works for me. And then we just wait for the market to move. It's got a heck of a long ways to go up and a decent ways even to go down before. Are you kidding me? Is it good? Obviously, I know it does well, but yeah, it hit. So we're going to the final level. 26,372. And that means you're selling 60%, buying back for 60. That would be 650. Okay. So then, in this case here, we're looking for a gain that's significantly higher, 5 times larger than this. That would be 130,000-ish. That is just one phenomenally high number. We're going to need to get a buyback. And again, this is a 60% reduction from the current price, which was 26.3. %, yeah. So that would be 10,550. Okay, let's have some fun. Let's see where this goes. I mean, I already see this is June, so I know it doesn't hit that high. But let's just see how many buybacks and sells we're going to get from this point on. 10,586 buy. And we're back to level 5. And the amount that we were supposed to buy back is 2.5 times. Or rather, 1.75 times. So we'll do 1130. Portfolio value 0.267 at this stage. Not bad, not bad. Where'd you start at? 1,000. So it's 10 times higher. And you're 5 times higher. But it'll get interesting as, of course, the price declines. Further, that is. Because it's still way overextended at 10,586. A new sell order would have to be placed. This would be a new level, of course. It went down 1 to that of 5. That is just crazy. So level 5 is 60% at a 200% gain. So it's got to triple from here. That's basically 31,000 change. I don't think it's really going to have much of a chance of getting there. Okay, so there's another buy that's filled, 4,405, which would bring it down another level. And in this case, we are doing 1.75 times again. And that would be 1.7 times on the 1,080 purchase. Which would be 1890. This cost 834. The previous sale brought in 953. So now the ownership is 3,450 of them. And we're back down to level 4. So in level 4, we're selling for 125% gain on 4405, which will be pretty much 10,000. Or half of that, which is 55. Should be, actually, that's wrong. 11,000 is the way I was thinking. Anyway, yeah, so 55. No. 45. Multiply 25. Yeah, 10,000, 99.11. I was off by only 100 on that side. Okay, so 99.11, insert the sell order. And even though the sell order is incorrectly placed, if need be, I'll go to it, but I don't think it will be. And that's good enough for me. And then we come down to the next line, which is in at 25.56, which brings it down to level 3, which means we are getting this buyback of 14.40. And upon such, that one was worth that of 1.35x on that one. So we'll go 1940. Cost was 13.4. And the sale on here was, No, the cost was 834. 1440. Sold at 39.20. You got 5.6. Well, it's and that was 135. Yep, 135. Cost is 497. That's right. And it was 564. So it's designed to work out, and it is. I'm just obviously making sure that it is. But we're going now down to level 3, which means a 40% sale on an 80% move. An 80% move on 25.56. Would be around 4,600. So now as these sell orders come in, or the buy orders rather, then where we sell them at is going to reduce as well within the lower stages. And it looks like we got another hit on this day. The 1651 buys in. Which brings it back to stage 2. So in this case, it's going to be buying 1.25 times back from its buyback sale, which would be this one here, when 1,538 were sold. That gets us around 1922, so I'll go 1920. And that brings it up to 7,300. Value of portfolio 0.10, basically almost a double, with price action up 65% at this point. Thought it'd be doing better than that at this level. Anyway, let's continue on. So 1651, moving into level number 2, has a sale at 20 or at 50%. So 50% at 1651. Would be under around 2475. All the other sell orders above are still going to have to be recalculated as well. And there is a sell of such at 2469. Moving into level 3. And selling at number 2 means 30% of the ownership. That'd be 9,500. Wait a second. 30%. Not even close. 2190 would be sold at this point. So back into the sells, into a newer level. Level 3, we're looking for an 80% move higher, which we're going to have to recalculate at this time. So to do that, we're going to do 2469 times 1.8. Which is all fours. And a buy order as well too. Completion of level 2 represents that of a 25% pullback on 2469. Which is 1851. And we're going to be moving soon into the December levels. This is November, mid-November 2017 now. So we got 2 weeks of market decline, 1 week now. And then the base markets are going to start going up. Some are earlier, some are later. Now it's entering December. So rally time, because everything went up. It was like picking a dartboard. It didn't matter what you played. It went up, although a buy beforehand. And this, interesting, December 7th, it had this pullback. 1846 is the buy. And this was simply from a level 2 position. So it's not that, it's 1.25 times, I remember. So that'd be like 2730. So again, we're looking for a 30% move on 1846, which is under 2400. And the December rally, okay, finally it comes into play. There's a 2386 sale. And I'm going to most likely have to do part 2, given that it's 40 minutes. So this will be the last transaction that I'm going to do. And so, actually, no, this is not. So a level 2 sale is in at that of 30%. which on 78.50 would translate into 23.50, and a move to level 3. So at this stage, portfolio is tripled, with the price going up 138%. So a 200% gain on portfolio. Again, I think it should be better, but I'm going to play it through all the way through until the current time frame. And I'm going to date it. So I'm going to do it this way. What do we got here? We got December 12th, 2017. And I put the Y in because I don't want them to, because you try to put something that looks like date, the cell just looks weird. So then we're going to adjust the situation here. After a sale, going into level 3 at 23.86. That's 80%. Which would be 42.94, where I'll put the next sell order. And my memory will remember that I have to adjust the buy orders. This one will have to be into a buy order at level 2. We're buying back at a 25% price reduction point. So 23.88 times 0.75 is 17.91. So basically what I'm doing is I'm putting in mathematical strategies to outperform the market. What I'll do is I'm going to look at these data just to make sure everything is in right, because I should be expecting that by selling in these high amounts that you should be outperforming the market at a much larger rate. Wait a second here. That's just your BTC sum. I have nothing in here for a portfolio. I can fix that. So now what I need to do is I need to take how many alts you have, alt sum, multiply Satoshi price, divide that by 100 million. Lost my count. What I do is 1, 0, 0, then 3 zeros twice. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to add that to here. And I'm going to put this in, we'll do 4 decimals like the other one. And I'm going to center it. I'm not going to put the line in though. I knew there was something there. 0.29, yeah, that's correct. Oh, that looks better. So that means you've done 6x on the market on a situation where hodling starting at 1,000 has done you 2.3x at this given price point. Thank you for tuning in. Again, I'm trying to find strategies that I think are very simple to use. Spreadsheets, calculators, as you can see, can make it very easy. There's definitely ways of putting this more advanced. One way is when you get to these high levels is to adjust your buybacks so that you buy less on your original pullbacks and allocate those buys extra to the lower amounts. That's one way I was thinking about, just a little more advanced as well. And then, of course, mathematical gauges to determine if you're trying to get back and you've been at a stage 6 and you're like at a stage 3. Sometimes it's best to start back at stage 1 selling again. But this is a simple approach that I think is very simple to follow. And I like to do this because a lot of people on here two things. One, they're unable to come up with like amazing strategies that are able to get the job done, quote unquote. But for a lot of people who have lives where they spend time doing things and don't have time to do all this stuff, but to manage a spreadsheet and to manage a portfolio can literally take no time at all. You check every day to see if an order comes in, and if nothing comes in, you move on. And then when one comes in, then as you were seeing in this example, okay, what stage is this on? It's a stage whatever. That means I'm going to have a buy order here, sell order, or sell orders there. And you set the orders and forget them. Of course, on Bittrex, you have to redo them after 28 days, or within 28 days, because they automatically delete it. But outside of that, every other site, pretty much, at least every other one I know of, once you put an order in, they do not delete it. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.